Imagine returning to Nigeria from London after receiving an award only to be shot. The story starts with this legend, Baba. Baba was just about 29 years old when the story starts, living in Festac Town, Lagos. At that time, he wasn't really known as Baba. He was still known as Two-Face. He was a member of the popular R&B group Plantation Boys. This R&B group was really popular in the early 2000s. They made up of Face, Two-Face, and Blackface. At that point, Two-Face was really considering leaving the group, but he was having some second thoughts. So apparently, in 2004, he left the group. And just like he believed leaving the group would make him blow, it happened just like that. Because after the split, he released his debut album titled Face to Face, the album that featured the global hit African Queen. And this song totally blew up his career. It was also a global anthem that he got featured in the Hollywood movie Fat Girls. Here the specific scene with the song.
Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen.
And as you can imagine, this song made Two-Face so popular that he became one of the biggest stars in Nigeria and Africa. So in 2007, he was invited to London for the Mobile Awards. Here is an actual footage of Two-Face receiving this prestigious award. So at this point, one can only say that everything looks so perfect and blissful for Two-Face as he was known then. But fate had other plans. Because when he flew back to Nigeria after receiving the award in London, something terrible happened and it almost cost him his legendary career. On the 4th of October 2007, Tubaba was in a Honda vehicle with two other companions, the driver and another man, driving down the celeb bus stop area of Oshodi-Apapa Expressway. There was traffic ahead, so they had to slow down. Then suddenly, kaboom! Some armed men jumped in front of their vehicle. They had locally made guns. They ordered everyone in the vehicle to open their doors. And at the moment Tubaba was about to open his door, bam! His shot just went out and he got shot in the thigh. Despite being shot and in deep agony, he shouted for his companions to take off and run away. After Tubaba shouted for others to take off, panic erupted. Even the attackers panicked and ran away. And because they ran away without stealing anything at all, people speculated that it was an assassination attempt. Tubaba was lying there, badly wounded and bleeding. Then some passers-by took him to the hospital. At the hospital, the medical team did the best they could, extracted the bullets, and treated him. Fortunately, he survived and recovered fully. Thankfully, the bullet impact wasn't as harmful as it should be because Two-Face had a laptop on his lap the moment he was shot, and the laptop took the impact of the bullet first before it hit his thigh. The police launched an investigation into the case, but then they investigated it as a robbery case and not an assassination attempt, contrary to what people thought. And because there was no forensic evidences and witnesses, the case eventually went cold. Eventually, Tubaba went back to making music and became one of the most decorated musicians in Africa. So shout out to the legend Tubaba. And please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment and share.